Good morning.
So why do survivors feel guilty?
Most people feel a sense of grief when they've survived a tragedy and loved ones have not. It generally has to do with a strong identification with the person that was lost. And survivor guilt can actually lead to decrease in self-esteem. It can lead to an impairment both in emotional and physical health, as well as those people sabotaging personal relationships and career opportunities.
Well, when you first realize that you've escaped a tragedy, you say to yourself, how lucky I am, and you have this great feeling I'm the luckiest person alive. And then, does it subside, and then you start feeling guilty about that luck?
Some people might experience that in terms of, especially the people that were escaping the World Trade Center with a friend, and they escaped and their loved one did not. Usually after, dealing with the shock of it and then feeling lucky, they may start processing these grieving feelings for the person that they've lost.
How does one first recognize that this is survivor's guilt, and then how do they try to overcome it?
Usually people that have survivor's guilt have a feeling that they should not go on living, that they're not entitled to their life, that they shouldn't enjoy happiness or success in their life. Some of them may secretly harbor feelings that they're giving up a part of their life as a tribute to the dead one. Other people may deal with it by being super busy at work, being a workaholic, or an addiction like alcohol or drug addiction.
But isn't it important for people at some point to sit and reflect and try to process this?
Definitely. I mean, it's really important in terms of the recovery process that you remember the loved one, and that usually entails revisiting the site, which in this case would be the World Trade Center if people are able to, and then remembering the person by talking to it as much as is necessary. And that basically entails talking to people who know what you've experienced. Talking to survivors is actually really key because they've undergone a similar tragedy.
And before we go, how long can this go on, the survivor's guilt? Is there a typical time, a year or 2 years or less?
There really isn't any demarcation in terms of how long it lasts because it's really not classified as a mental illness. However, if symptoms really linger where a person is thinking often of the dead one, they're not thinking of people that they know who are alive, if they're having frequent dreams about the dead one, if they're feeling a numbness of emotion, or if they're able, for instance, to get emotional when watching a sad movie, but when they see their friends in pain or they go to a funeral, they're completely numb. These kind of would all be symptoms of survivor guilt.
Well, Dr. E Cerfolio, for sure, many will have the survivor guilt, and hopefully they'll be able to deal with it. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.